Collective. I am your girl, Monay.
And I am, y'all know who I am.
All right. Every week,
Capree. Quit acting like y'all
Monet
don't
and Capree.
know who I is.
But no, for real. We are going to have a really juicy conversation today. This stemmed from, we mentioned it in a previous video, this stemmed from a live video that we saw on TikTok. Kind of ruffled a little bit of feathers. I know it just made men seem a little ignorant sometimes.
A lot of ignorant.
Um, I mean, you have some that are okay, but you have a
No, I'm
lot
just saying
that
it made those men seem a lot of ignorant. Like, yeah,
big
real
time.
ignorant.
So the question was something along the lines of how long do you wait or
The
how
question
long?
the
Go ahead.
question was, how long do you wait to have sex with the person? Like, what is
Mhm.
your waiting period with a man or a woman? Is what it. I mean, he was asking both parties, but he was a man, so
And so
you
there
know.
was this guy up there who basically was like off gate, like 3 to 5 business days. But if he see like her, like he wanted her to be a thought, but didn't want her to be a thought.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted her to give it up in 3 to 5 business days, but didn't want her to have the image of a thought,
Mm-hmm.
which it wasn't making sense to me. Because if that's your expectation with every female that you encounter, if that's what she's given, like in my head, I'm like, dang, if you ready to give it up in 3 to 5 business days with me, is that how
Mm-hmm.
you operate with everybody? Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're not settled down in a relationship. So you're out here just, dating what you're supposed to do when you date other
Right.
people. So did you just give it up 3 to 5 business days last week and then the week before that and then the week before that and then the week? That's how STDs get
Mm-hmm.
spread around.
Hot mess.
And
Just
then
a hot mess.
soul ties. I believe in soul ties. Then
Yeah.
the woman be walking away with men constantly being deposited into her, and then she carrying around all of that over three to
Exactly.
five business days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? How is that a recommendation? I mean, a requirement? And then like he was like, basically, I'm gonna let you know off gate first day. This is my expectation, and if you ain't willing to give it up, then. But there were other things. It was contradicting.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wanted this wifey material, but he wanted her to be ready to give it up within 3 to 5 business days.
Mm-hmm.
It just did not make sense to me. He was not making sense to me.
That's how I saw it. So just a little background. The guy that actually, whose live it was, you said he was married. He's a married
Right.
man. I had to go look at some of his videos. After watching a few of his TikToks, I'm like, I mean, he don't just come at women, it's not, but he has this perception of the submissive woman. Um, I didn't watch a lot of his TikToks, but within the first top half part, I ain't even see his wife. Um, it was he just seems very ignorant, um, barbarian type mindset.
Yeah.
Um, Woman supposed to be in the kitchen, flat footed, pregnant, barefooted, whatever you want to call it. I got flat feet. Anyway, so he interviewed this one guy or brought someone on. The guy, I think it was, I don't know if the guy was on there when you came in. I can't remember at what point I shared the link with you. And the guy was trying to uh explain to him, he didn't agree with him. And at first the TikTok dude was getting disrespectful because he was lagging because social media, internet connections and stuff. So he was lagging, and so you couldn't really hear a lot of the stuff that he was saying. And so if you have that kind of experience, sometimes you might be talking and the other person, might be talking over you but not realizing it. And so
Mhm.
he was when just listening to how he talked to that guy. The dude is just real disrespectful anyway, in my opinion,
Mhm.
because he was like, "You not getting ready to come on my live and did it," and I'm just like, everyone's in the comments. He's obviously not paying attention to the comments. You're like, you're lagging, and he's like, he cuts the dude out. He removes the dude, and then he goes in and just like does this whole finger pointing thing and fussing at people, telling people what they're gonna do and how they're gonna respect this life. And I'm like, dude, it's a lie. You ain't gonna be talking over me and blah blah blah. And I'm like, even though that had nothing to do per se with the topic, it really just showed me a lot about his character, right?
Yes.
How he does not think,
So
he does not, he doesn't make, try to like reason and figure out stuff before he actually just opens his mouth. Um, so he ended up bringing the guy back on once he finally realized people were like, you're lagging, it's not his fault, it's not his fault. So he brought the guy back on, and the guy, I believe he was in a relationship. I can't remember if he was married or anything, but he was just like, and he had the other guy, the 3 to 5 day dude, on. So the guy was like, I don't agree, this is not how you treat women. Of course he don't want to hear that. It's
this
not
the
how
one
you
with the
treat
daughter.
women. The one with the daughter. I have
Girl.
a daughter, and and so then he's going on talking about, the fact that he has a daughter. If somebody run up on his daughter like that, they're gonna have to see him, whatever way he put it, just being a parent. Oh, they went all up in arms.
Yes.
Oh, you gone. We ain't gonna be
You be
promoting
promoting
violence
violence
and
in
all
my
this. And
live.
I'm
And I was
like,
like,
that's not, he was not threatening you per se.
right,
He's talking about protecting his daughter, and the fact that he could not even understand that, again,
right.
that was a testament to his character.
Girl, when he kicked him out, I was like, he didn't promote
And then
violence.
he kicked him out again. And then you got the little creepy dude talking about 3 to 5. So he said 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days, he expects a woman to give it up in 3 to 5 days, within 3 to 5 days, or he's out. He then goes on to say that he don't like hoes. He's also the one who made the comment, as we talked about in the previous episode, about hot girl summer and women being hot. So they both kind of went in on it. He was talking about with the exception of if you're a virgin. So basically in his
Right.
mind, if you're not a virgin,
You're
I
not
guess it don't
valuable.
matter if you had sex once or twice, or you was married and had sex. Then his expectation is that you give it up in 3 to 5 days. But I don't want no hoe. But what you want is someone who acts like one, because you want to deal with women who is going to give it up in a week, not even a
Yeah.
whole week. We're talking about 5 days. So it wasn't until that woman came on and started questioning him, because she brought the point up, like, how could you expect, have this standard for women, but then at the same time, you don't condone it. You
Yeah.
don't want a woman like that.
Yeah.
Like, he made no sense. And I'm just like, it was just a hot mess. They want these, you hear these men on um the TikTok, because this is where they mostly be, um just talking, just being mad disrespectful about women and their expectations to a woman,
They
and this
basically
a
were
woman
saying,
that's
like, you already know that a man needs sexual attention. So, therefore, if we're going to communicate, you need to already know up front.
mm-hmm.
Talking to me, you, because girl, that's what he had said. He was like, if I'm paying for dates, if I'm paying for dinner or taking you out on dates, I deserve something in return. And in return, it's that sex within 3 to 5 minutes. I'm like, in return,
But
what?
then you don't want a woman that's gonna give it up. So the girl was like, so say I'm dating, and basically every week I'm dating somebody new. So you basically saying, in your mind, I got to be giving it up every week. Are we gonna set this on one day, like every Thursday, just so I can have that extra period? Like every Thursday, I'm giving it up to somebody. But then when I meet you, you don't want me to. You're not gonna take me seriously as a woman to have a wife or someone to build a life with. So you make absolutely no sense.
And then he tried
Like
to come back and say, "Oh, well, I was just kidding about the 35 business days."
no,
I'm
you
like,
weren't. No, you weren't. Because that's literally when he got on. That was literally the first thing that fell out of his mouth.
mm.
I was like, wait a hot minute. Are you
But you
serious?
know what? That live, in addition to the one we watched a week before,
Refresh my memory.
girl, about the money. No, it was about what did the women say? I can take care of myself, or um, it
The
was around the
independent,
conversation, the
the independent
independent
woman.
woman, yes. And it was, first of all, the first thing that was funny to me was everybody was in the comments like, y'all weren't saying this, y'all weren't complaining when y'all was singing uh
I said that.
what is it, Lil Webby song or
Yeah,
Lil
whoever
Boosie?
INDE,
Yeah.
nobody had an issue with okay, so let's backtrack. It was another relationship topic. I don't know why I just be looking for crafters, okay? I be looking for crafters and just some general conversation, but sometimes I'll fall into these. The guy who who owned his TikTok page, he he was talking about relationships and he said he does not he said if a woman starts hollering she's independent, he don't deal with her. He don't want to deal with her. And but at the same time he takes up for women, but then he has some of his views are just confusing. So his thing was one of the things that he mentioned was I am a server. I like to do for my woman. If and here's some of his examples. If she's sick, I'm making sure she got, I guess the typical sick food, whatever. If she's this or that, I cook for her, I do this, I do that. And I'm just like, I buy her flowers. And I'm just like, but
What
y'all
did I
not
do with
thinking
her
about
being
love
independent?
language. What if that's not what she wants? Huh?
What does that have to do with her being independent
That
though?
has nothing to do with independence. But this is the type of person. So his thing. Oh, let me finish saying. So then he was saying all of that to turn around and say, so I don't like when a woman tells me no.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm like, sir, you need to back up. So we're like, is it the word no? Are we talking semantics here? Or are you actually saying you don't want a woman to deny you anything for any reason? I don't think I ever got a clear response of that. Someone was like,
He
well, what if
seemed to
they just
bounce
say
back and
not right
forth.
now? Huh?
He seemed to bounce back and forth from
He
opinion to whole
teeters.
live. Yeah.
He teeters.
But what
So
I okay.
you're trying to teach men, now he's single, trying to teach men how to treat women, but you have these old ideals about what a woman should be. A woman should be whatever TF she wants to be. That's it. If a woman wants to be submissive, do you, boo. If she doesn't, do you, boo. The whole independent thing, like we says, like nobody years ago was whining and crying about a woman being independent when Neo and them was talking about it, and like whoever you said, was it Boosie or Weeby, whoever made up the song, look, y'all were looking down upon women, and I'm not saying, when I say y'all, we know it ain't everybody, but we're talking about these because it's probably these same men following each other. Y'all didn't have that. Y'all weren't feeling that way when you wanted the woman to bring some. You want us to bring something to the table,
Mm-hmm.
but then you don't want us to be independent, or is it you don't want to hear? Or so then one guy got on and he was doing a lot of double talking. So it all boiled down to his idea of being a provider and
Mm-hmm.
being a man is financial. His thing was, he asked the question, basically, does it bother you if your woman makes more money than you? So I'm just like, so this is just all about power. All of this mess is about power. The submission, all of that. It's about power.
Yeah.
I have power over myself. You are not my owner. I am not your slave.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. Come to that mutual understanding. You can grasp that concept, then we can roll.
Yeah, because that's so in the overall gist of things from listening to the different men talk on that live,
Hmm.
what I did gather was their money or their financial status defines them.
Hmm.
And because
Exactly.
one of them made a statement that said, I don't like the women who are like, I am woman. Like, they
Yeah.
don't
Yes,
like
yeah.
women who embrace being a woman. They truly want someone who, that's what it was. They want somebody who needs them.
Hmm.
And that was one of my comments. Like, why would you want somebody who needs you instead of somebody who you can come together with and you can complement each other? What about what you both can bring to the table together? Because it's supposed to be 1 + 1 = 1, not
Hmm.
I'm going to suck the life out of you.
Right.
You want me to need you and not want you.
Build
I want to
together.
want you,
Yeah.
and we build together. I want you to want
Yeah.
me, but not want me to need you.
That codependency crap.
That's what the men were expressing that they were looking for. They were looking for a woman that needs them to
Hmm.
survive.
Because it's a power move. And when
Hmm.
I see men like that, I'm honestly, the first thing that pops in my mind, you have control issues.
Yeah,
That can lead to abuse, whether it's financial abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, whatever. You want someone you can control. That's what you want.
yeah.
That
Because
is not love.
when that guy, he was young too, and he was talking about he wouldn't deal with a woman who made more money than him.
Yeah,
And I was like, but why? And then somebody made a comment to say, if that bothers you, that's a you problem, not
it
a her
is a you
problem.
problem.
And that's absolutely right.
The guy actually on the, I'm gonna say
The
the
live
dude from the
guy.
TikTok, yeah, the dude from the TikTok, he actually told him, wait a minute, bruh, you know. So it's like he has,
He
but he
was
teeters. He teeters. He's a fence rider.
pick a
Oh,
side.
he be
Pick a
on that
side.
fence just riding. Like it absolutely makes no sense to me.
No.
So it's just like you have all of these different ideas of what a woman should be to a man.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna say this: be somebody for yourself. You got to start there. Here I
Mhm.
go. Be understand who you are. Figure yourself out. Again, some women are cool with the whole submit. I have no problem with submission.
It's a two-way street
I
though.
just think that men feel they are entitled to be you.
But they're they're
Hold on, let me finish
conditioned
my
to be
thought.
that way
Let
though.
me finish my thought real quick because I'm gonna forget. I got the bad memory. They don't want to. You can't be out here acting like that, thinking most women anyway, are going to be attracted to that and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna submit to him. Finances, because you are the breadwinner, doesn't entitle you to be submission. It's about respect. It's a common respect, and it's also about protection. One of the main things for me as a woman is feeling protected, not just physically but emotionally in my relationship. When I feel safe and secure with you in your presence, then I'll be able to let down my guard. And when I say safe, again, I'm not just talking about presence. I'm not talking about finances. I'm talking about period decision making. If I can't trust you to make a sound decision that's not rooted in ego or being a follower or whatever, something that's going to make sense for us and our family and our lives, but you're just going to go off on a tangent and it just tears us down and messes up what we have going on. I'm not safe with you. I can't. You can't make a proper decision.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different layers, and men just want to. They think that mess is cute. It's like, so I'm like, so y'all, you feel the same way about the word independent as we feel about the word submit.
Kinda.
Like, we don't, most women don't like that.
Yeah.
You don't like for a woman to say, you independent, but I get it. Like, we, for so long, back to that music thing, for so long, and not just then, it's been before, for so long, women have had to go outside of being just a woman, a mother. They've had to take on and put on so many different hats and play so many different roles. So we can't help it if we are self-sufficient. That's the word I'm gonna use. The term I'm gonna use. I am a self-sufficient woman. That does not mean that I am okay with, what's the word when you make emasculating men. That doesn't mean that I feel like I'm stronger than you, or I'm a woman first. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna take care of what needs to be taken care of. And if that comes off as independent or whatever, or too strong of a woman, and I have rights, and I'm gonna vocalize my views. I'm not a doormat. So if that is too woman for you, then I'm just not the one for you. There's
Yeah.
somebody out there that wants to be that way. I'm not
Yeah.
it.
I think their main issue was, well, back to the submission first.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the problem is, again, what we have been taught and conditioned to think.
Mm-hmm.
Submission, once again, something else has only been really taught as a woman being submissive to a man. It's
Mm-hmm.
not really taught much that it happens. It works when it's both parties being
Mm-hmm.
submissive to each other. Again, 1 + 1 = 1, not
That religion.
right. So the submission part, when you're submissive to each other, it really just works. You know what I'm saying? But to the independence part, I think they were saying they just don't like when a woman just says it, you know. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not single, but in my mind, I want a man to know that I'm not looking for you to come to be a captain save a hoe, right? And I thought that's what men wanted. Like, they didn't want gold diggers, because if, let's say, if you don't announce that I can hold my own, yeah, it's like you don't want us to be gold diggers, women, but you don't want us to be independent either. Like, you know? And so for that young man that really all he kept talking about was the financial piece of it, you want a gold digger. But then
You
they
cry.
don't want a gold digger. You want to tear a woman down for being a gold digger, but you really want a gold digger. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't make sense.
He's the type of guy that uses money and things to gain the interest of women.
Yeah.
And then when he gets it, she only want me for my money. She only want me.
Yeah. I don't
Dude,
understand that.
pick a team.
Yeah.
And it go and back to the independent thing. It's not just the word, because the things that they're saying is not just the word. This man don't want a woman to be financially dependent on herself. He wants to be the breadwinner.
Hmm.
Like the woman came on and said, "Look, I can pay my own bills. I can do this. I can do that." Like, period.
And they were
Like,
tearing her to pieces.
yeah, like, no, but it's the truth. Like, you can pay your own bills. You should be like, this is adult stuff. I can be an adult and do what adults are supposed to do. Why
Congratulations.
are y'all, you know what I'm saying? And I can do it by myself. No, I don't need a man to take care of me and my needs as far as finances. And I mean, to be honest, I don't need, we really don't. It's the companionship
Hmm.
that is, to me, that is most important.
Hmm.
I'm not saying I don't have no standards, because I do, obviously. But what's most important is not whether you making six figures or a year, and or if I'm making six figures and or I look down on you because I make more than you. I've dated guys that I've made more money than. So what? My thing is, how are you managing your money? That's what I want to know.
So that
You know what
brings
I'm
me
saying?
to my next point in question. So on the last live that we watched, the guy, there's this girl that came on who had just recently came to the States, and she talked about how she left her previous marriage because of the cultural issues and all that stuff, right? So anyway, fast forward to her current relationship. She's dating and they're thinking about getting married. And he was like prying into her personal business and stuff and was asking what he did for a living, what she did, what kind of money he made, what
The
kind of money
same.
she
You talking
made.
about the TikTok dude or the financial dude? No, that's two different things.
This is
The
the
TikTok.
TikTok for the about how long do you wait for sex?
Okay, 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 okay.
Because first of all, he was trying to tear her down for waiting for 2 months to
Mm-hmm.
have sex with him, and then he started going into because she said they were thinking about getting married. I think anyway. So she said that her friend, I mean her boyfriend, was a manager at a furniture company.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, the way he reacted to that was like, wait a minute, you are you live on your own, you have 3 children, and he is a manager at a furniture company, and y'all are about to move together. So he was like, so let me say, he probably brings home like less than $50,000 a year. How much do you bring home? Like he's asking her all these questions, and he's like, mm, I'm just trying to give you some things to think about before you two come together. Right. So when I'm listening to him, I'm immediately getting irritated, like, because I remember when me and CJ first lived together. We didn't live together until we got married, right? I won't make it hardly nothing. I was part time at daycare.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing well for himself, but it really wasn't a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't look at his paychecks and say, nah, you ain't married material.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You just make it work, right? You live within your means. So that whole, I mean, when I say he was digging into her in her personal life, I can't understand how somebody's paycheck determines how you love them, or how you move to the next step in your relationship with them, because life should really be about living within your means regardless of what it looks like, right? I don't understand that. I really was trying to see where he was going with that, like,
Here's
because
my
he really
question.
made her seem like she was making a terrible decision for thinking of moving to the next step in life with a furniture store manager.
Here's my question. And this is for all of those like-minded folks of the TikToker. What happens when you not bringing in that money? What happens when you lose it? That's the person. That's the person I need to talk to. That's a question that I've asked guys because I can remember going on a date. This is when I was living in Delaware. Oh my god. First of all, I ended up leaving. So that's the end of that. Um, but he was just talking about his car, his money, his this, his that, all of the things that he had. And I'm just sitting there like, somebody please, like, I don't know, storm the building or something. Like, the alarm go off or something, because I was just ready to go. And so I'm just sitting there just looking at him, like thinking my own thing, kind of like in and out. So I can't really remember everything he said. I kind of zoned out. But then my question was, so what type of person would you be if you didn't if you lost all of that? If you woke up tomorrow, lost your job, your money, your house, what type of person would you be? What could you offer me then? Silence
That's a
of
true
the lambs.
question.
Okay,
Yeah.
silence of the lambs. Let me just point this out. The TikToker dude, and this is just a side note, after, I mean, I really couldn't take him seriously, but then I really couldn't take him seriously when he kept mispronouncing words that he should have known better. I'm like, you're trying to be on this platform, trying to be, what's it, Samuel? What's his name? What's the dude? Sammy? What's the other relationship expert dude that they always talking about? It's got the,
Oh, dang it! I can't think of his name. I
I
know
can't
he's
think.
gone.
That's
I
who.
can't
That's
think of
who. That's who he reminds me of. He's trying to be.
it. Mm-hmm.
Um, and we need to. I'm gonna need you to work
Is it
on
Kevin Samuels?
Kevin Samuels. I'm talking about
Yeah.
Sammy.
Little Sammy. I like.
Oh my gosh. Sammy Davis Jr. I don't know. Yes, that's who he reminds me. He sits there, he, like he be trying it. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I'm gonna need you
Yeah.
to learn your words first before you up here on this platform trying to tell people. And you're using the fact that yeah, you're married, but that means, listen, Eric, just like I told my kids, grown people don't always know. They don't always make the best choices, and they don't know everything. And that same thing goes for people who are married. Not everybody, you can't take advice from everybody. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
what their status is. There's no way, as a married couple, if I was married, that I would be able to even be friends with. I wouldn't even want my husband around that type of man.
No, because what? Oh yeah, he was like, "Where do you live?" I mean, y'all, it kind of seemed a little odd that he was asking her all of these questions on a freaking live. Like, I'm
Because
like,
that's what the dude do. That's when you said that. Cause see, I must have cut out then and went on. Cause after a while I just was like, okay, I can't. I just can't. So I
it was
missed
the
that
girl
part.
from Africa.
I
You
didn't, I
didn't see
was
that
gone by then. I
when
came
she
back later, but
when she
I could.
told him she lives up here somewhere, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you know, up there it's expensive, and you're with a furniture manager or a manager of a furniture store." And she said she's a nurse, but she probably like a CNA or something when she told him how much she made. But I was just like, see what you said. What happens when you lose it all, right? So I, for one, I mean, it would have been great if we would have started our relationship off make more, I guess, you know. But at the same time, I actually appreciate starting where we started at and being where we are now because one, it allows us to appreciate what we have. That's number one.
Bill's character.
Number two, we again, it's still the appreciation thing. We sit back and we think like, man, you remember that time when we had
Hmm.
only $5 to our name and we
Hmm.
had to feed all three of us because we only had Amani then.
Hmm.
You know, all of our bills were paid. We had gas in the car for him to go to work, but there were times that we had to, you know, do figure it out for us all to be able to eat. But those memories make us appreciate life so much more now. Plus, we were able to literally build a life together that one plus one
Hmm.
equals one
Hmm.
instead of someone coming in the relationship and just gimme, 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 gimme,
Hmm.
gimme,
Hmm.
or come into the relationship and it's like,
Ready made, just add me and
you
stir.
know that if you didn't have me, you wouldn't be able to.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was none of that. And
Hmm.
I think sometimes relationships need that start down here and
Hmm.
then build together.
Because it helps you to just strengthen your foundation.
Yeah.
Like, it helps with communication. It helps with just existing together. You know, it helps with all of that. Like I say, it just builds the character as of the relationship.
Yep.
So when we've gone through this, so when we, like I say, we look back and we made it through, and you realize that you're each other's strength. Like, that's what
Hmm.
it's supposed to be, in my opinion.
And
But child,
girl, imagine if something devastating happens to us financially, we'd be like, "Bet we've been here before. We got this. We know
right,
what to do. We done did this already."
right,
You
right.
know, I do. I would want somebody. If I was a single Pringle, I would want
Hmm.
somebody who knows how to make happen
Hmm.
when you need to. There are a lot of people who really just don't.
Don't.
They come from home, college to up there, right?
Hmm.
Privilege, if you will, in a sense.
Hmm.
I'm
And it's
not saying
like,
everybody got to start from the bottom.
right. And I'm not gonna say that, yeah, like you said, don't got to start from the bottom, because we talked about that too. Like, why everything got to come from a struggle? It doesn't, but you
Get it out the
also need
mud.
to have those people who don't come from a struggle. Because if I'm telling you, if I would have, you know, had taken a different path, and my kids I was able to be making six figures, and my children would not have to struggle, and I not struggle financially raising them. If I didn't have to, they wouldn't have. If
Yeah.
I could afford them a better financial life, you bet, because what did I work so hard for?
Yeah.
But along with that comes humility. It comes
That's true.
reality. It
Uh-huh.
comes being able to not so much be relatable, but don't be so, what's that word that they use? That affluent behavior, where you're so disconnected to what's going on in the world that you don't know. And I mean, those are type of people that's out there. They grow up in money. That is all they know. They don't know when someone say they broke. Broke don't mean I can still go. I just can't go to the. I can't go to the south of France, but we can go to Jamaica. That's not what broke me. Not over
Yeah.
here. Broke me. I'm probably down to my last $10, or I literally may not have it at all,
Mm-hmm.
and I need some money. So it just depends on. I just feel like no, you don't necessarily have to come from a struggle. I used to believe that, like, you don't appreciate nothing, but I just feel like it just depends on how you were raised. Were you handed everything?
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of rich people talk, like, no, I'm rich. My children are not. They work for their things. They have good work ethic. They appreciate, they expose them to, you know, different walks of life, sometimes taking them back, letting them see how they grew up, and
Mhm.
getting them an understanding that, yeah, you might have all of this money and you may not have had to come from that struggle, but you need to respect it. Because and you need to be able to, if you get with me and you come from that type of, privileged background, and not privilege as it's a bad word,
Yeah.
um then if you're not a problem solver, then let me be the problem solver, and don't condemn me for being a woman or being independent or trying to take over the relationship.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's crazy that people. It's almost like I know in some cultures they do that, right? You
Mhm.
have to have a certain financial status to be with, but in America, that's not our story. So, for someone to say that, I don't know. Like, I just personally, for my kids, I would never be like, kind of job he got, you know, oh,
Mhm.
he a trash collector. Oh no, we don't do trash collectors, or oh no, we don't. I can't see myself being like that.
I have a hard time, and I'm gonna try to articulate this without it sounding as bad as it may sound, as if Black people don't deserve anything or should have expectations. It's not about that. It's the judgmental aspect of it. I have a hard time understanding how, as Black people, we can be so judgmental of others when we ain't even fill in the blank. We still trying to fill in the blank because there's so
Yeah.
many options.
Mhm.
We're not even created equal. We're not treated equal.
Yeah. I mean, going back to that story, there was once upon a time that we wouldn't have been able to be a manager of a furniture store.
Period. Once upon a time, you wouldn't be able to get on here and have this conversation.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's
Like,
very poor. Like,
I don't understand how we can be so judgmental of others when we are still fighting for rights. It makes no sense to me. It
yeah,
makes absolutely no sense to me. It makes no sense to me.
yeah,
But yeah, not saying you can't have an opinion.
yeah.
They
But
can't
don't
say
be
you
turning
can't
your
have
nose
something
up. Be humble
right.
about it.
Like,
That's
they
the bottom
really,
line. It's just being humbled in life in
yes,
general. Because if I'm a person who, let's say that I'm financially where my desire is to be, and I'm sitting up here, right? I'm not gonna turn my nose down to somebody who's down here.
right,
Why not? Why? I mean, why would I?
right.
Maybe reach on down and try to pull you up with
Pull
me,
them up.
but to degrade you because you're not in my status, absolutely not. That does nothing. It holds zero value.
Mm-mm.
And that advice, because he was like, I'm just trying to give her some advice. What advice did you give
What
her but to
advice?
be searching for a paycheck from somebody?
That's it.
That's all you did.
A gold digger.
Yeah.
So y'all don't want an independent woman. Y'all don't want a gold digger.
But you
Y'all,
want
and this is
to.
just meshing them all together because I'm sure they probably share the same views on that. Y'all want somebody that's gonna give it up before the you said he turned the dude said he turned you said the dude turned his nose up to the guy or said something. The gay the girl had slack about making a guy wait 2 months. The
Mhm.
guy that had came on before that he kicked off twice, 30 days. He was like, oh, wait, oh. Like, bruh, your first
Yeah.
date needed to be a STD clinic. That's what your first date need to be.
Yeah.
STD clinic. Hmm. I just feel like, look, who if that's your life, you know, like you say, get it how you live. That's you.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes
But
it
I'm not
happens.
gonna be forced
Sometimes it
for.
happens on the first day.
Yeah,
Sometimes it
yeah.
happens within the first week, first month, whatever. You
But
just
we're not getting ready to
go with
set
the flow.
no stipulations here. If a man told me you got to give it a before such and such, I'm gonna just say you can go ahead and go home.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, now, would I appreciate the honesty if I was single? Absolutely. Because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, my assumption is going to be, oh, that's all you looking for.
Hmm. Be
It's
straight
just
up,
somebody that
but
has
don't condemn me for it.
right. Don't make me feel less than because I'm not ready to just bust it wide open for you within
Hmm.
3 to 5 minutes. That's
Three to
funny to
five
me.
business
Three
days,
to five
child.
business days.
I'm like,
But
dang,
I mean, I can appreciate the honesty
tipping
if he's
time.
keeping it real with the women that he's meeting, right? If he's keeping it real,
I
but
think
they
it's
were
the cockiness
they were
behind it.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They were kind of like tearing women down for if they don't
Yeah,
go
you
along with
want, but you want me to respect your your views and your expectations, but
you can't
what
respect
about
mine.
mine?
Oh,
I'm
but
just not going for you.
that's so for him to say the mindset to me just makes me believe that he bases a woman's worth off of sex because
This the dude in the car, the old.
the older guy, yes.
Uh-huh.
Because for you to say what your expectations are of a woman, unless she's a virgin, that means that you respect her more or she holds more value overall because she's a virgin compared to somebody who
She
may
don't have
have
no
only had
value.
sex one time. You don't know.
She don't hold no value if she's
She
had sex.
holds absolutely zero
Mhm.
value compared to the virgin because you'll wait for her.
But you're still single. How's that working out for you? Oh, let me tell you something else. I don't know if you heard it or if you whatever. Then he said, this is the old creepy dude in the car. He said, I can just go find a woman who got 3 or 5 kids and get EBT and she'll give it to me. That's what he said. That's what he said.
Did you hear the part when he talked about his current girlfriend?
The dude in the car?
Hmm. He's in
Oh,
his
so he has a girlfriend.
he's in his late 40s and he has a
He's
27.
in his late 40s. He like in his 60s.
He said he
See,
was
people like
40.
that, I know it's wrong, but I don't care about roasting him. I don't even
He,
care. He deserved to be roasted.
I think he said he was
Sorry.
47 or 49. His girlfriend was 27, but I can't remember exactly what he said behind that, but it basically suggested that he throws money at her
He
and
got
she
to be
busts it
doing
wide
something.
open for him at any moment that that he requires. So it sounds like to me for real, he's looking
He
for
a
a
sugar
sugar
daddy.
daddy, sugar baby kind of
He
a
a sugar daddy.
relationship.
He a sugar daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there. I must have checked out by then. Yeah, he a sugar daddy because I thought he
Yeah.
was single.
No.
Well, he's single and he is single because he ain't married.
Well,
And if he
no.
keep acting like that, he ain't gonna.
They
If
ain't
he
gonna
get
never get
married, I
one.
feel I want to meet the woman because I want to talk to a woman that would marry him.
I
Here's
know.
the thing. I was in, I was, I be in my little Facebook rooms with my little crafting friends, and one night we were just all we talk about a lot of stuff, and so I explained to them, how long I had been single or whatever, and they was like, "You ain't been on no dates," and I'm like, I feel like I maybe have been on one date, or maybe I was going on a date and I canceled it. I can't remember because you know how I am. I think that's what it was. I think I was supposed to go on a date, but then I was like, I don't want to go, so I made up some lie. And then blocked them. I just
I remember
realized.
that person.
Okay. So it was that really did happen. Okay, because my memory. Um,
I
he
think it was
did
right
absolutely
before the
nothing, y'all. I'm
pandemic.
sorry. I just did not want to go on a date. Huh?
I think it was right before the pandemic.
Yeah, I just did not. It's like just like when you want to go out to the club, you be feel like we're going out, and then when it's time to go, it's just like it was like a momentary thing. And
Yeah.
that's how I feel about, you know, dating sometimes. Like maybe on Sunday between 2 and 4. Um, but here's the thing. When I did date, and maybe I'll get back out there one day, I don't know. It's with purpose. I date with purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just to be meeting people, because I mean, you don't know where it's gonna go, but my intentions are purely for longevity.
Yeah.
So that's the way I'm gonna act accordingly. And so some people, just want to date because they just want to have a butt buddy, whatever you want to call it, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to really, when it comes to dating, you really need to know what
What you
your
want.
expectations are. And you also have to know know what you want.
Voice them too.
Definitely. I know people, there's a debate on how much you should divulge in the first date. I'm like, put as much on the table as you can.
Why not?
Because don't even waste my time with a second date
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not saying, I'm talking, I want to start, let's talk about the basics. You know what I'm saying? What are you not want to gain out of dating me, or what do you want to gain out of dating, period?
Yeah.
We should come up with some good questions. You want to ask, we should, maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll post them on Instagram. Like, icebreaker questions,
Mm-hmm.
but not just what's your favorite color. Who cares? Like, for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who
What's your
cares?
zodiac sign?
Yeah, no one care. Like, are you an only child? How is you when I want to dig into someone's life, I want to know how they existed, how they grew up.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know about you. Who raised you? Were your parents divorced? Was you raised by a single mom? Was
Mm-hmm.
your parent was your father abusive? Was your mother, was any drugs? Was it a healthy environment? Was you raised in the church? I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do after school? What kind of, what type of person were you in school? Those are the types of things that I want to know, because you truly cannot understand a person as an adult if you don't know how they grew up.
Yeah.
Seriously, you can't,
Mm-hmm.
because we are all a product of our childhood in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
So I don't know, y'all.
Just
What
keep
what
it
do y'all
real at the
what do
first
y'all
date.
think? What do y'all think? You know, do you have a shipping time for uh
We
sex?
had a shipping.
Because this is what it is. 35 days, honey. Priority.
Whew. And again, I'm not saying that his expectation is bad, because again, keep it real. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But to degrade somebody because
It's
they
yeah,
don't want to
that's the
be
part.
in 35 business days, but at the same time you don't want to hoe, it's just not. It's not mathing.
And stop calling women hoes. Cause y'all act like y'all don't be out there doing what it is that y'all be doing, and y'all act like y'all are pure, like y'all are pure, cause you're not. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. A woman sleep. Oh, they were talking about the bodies. Oh, should you tell how many bodies you done? Oh,
They
it was a
did.
cesspool in the comment
They
section, honey.
did.
That whole it was a hot mess. So yeah, we want to know, what are your thoughts? Do you think there should be some shipping times on when you have sex with the opposite, with your person, whoever that is? Just saying, because that's what it is. You want priority? You want first class? What we doing next day? What we doing? What we
Same
doing?
day.
You know, do finances truly matter? Like, and let's be realistic about this. I'm not talking about they don't have a job. That's not what we're talking about. What are your expectations? And I do understand that some people feel like if I make six figures, they need to be making that or more. But that's on you. But what's your expectations? And like, why? Why?
Mhm.
Why? And just get it popping in the comments, because we need y'all to like start commenting more. We wanna know. We want to know how you feel. So we gonna head on out.
With no judgment, by the way.
No judgment.
We ain't
No
judging
judgment.
nobody.
That don't
Don't
mean I
y'all
won't
be in
roast
them
you.
comments judging nobody, or we going kick you
That
out.
won't mean that don't mean I won't roast you because I will. But anyway, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, the TikTok. We're gonna start getting our TikToks together, y'all. We just started our page recently. But go ahead on over at the Cousin Collective.
And make sure you go tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the Cousin Collective.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Bye. Why do you look frozen?